Good morning, everyone. This is Brenda from Be Crafty 12. I just want to say good morning and how are you all doing today? I know you're wondering what the heck's going on. Why are we seeing her again? Well, I did a fun video yesterday. I don't know how many people wanted to watch that or anything, but I decided today I was going to show you what I'm doing. We already talked about drills and chills on Instagram. Kim from K Diamond Paints is doing the hosting of that. She's doing a wonderful job. We're having so much fun. Get to see a lot of Halloween type pictures, which are all diamond paintings. And so I follow Crafting with Anne, and she has another channel called A Colorful Life, and there she does adult coloring, glue booking, and several other different things. But she just announced that she and Jackie from Adult Coloring with UFOs is hosting a October color along. If you follow them on Instagram, use the hashtag Jade Summer in Spooktober, and follow Jackie on YouTube at Adult Coloring with UFOs. Also, Anne's Colorful Life. Those are the two hosts of the event. So basically, you're just coloring along. They want you to use Jade Summer coloring pages. They've got specifics on their channels, so if you want to go check them out, do that. A lot of people in the comment sections, they've said, well, they don't have Halloween themed coloring pages. So I have several of her coloring books and pages and things like that. So what I've done is I've taken something that's not even remotely Halloween, and I'm hoping to turn it into a Halloween page. I do have one that I just finished completing. While watching Anne's first video vlog from that. So while she was doing her color along and talking about, what's going on with her, she was coloring a page and I was coloring a page. This is easy to do a Halloween theme when you have a sugar skull. So today I decided that instead of doing something that's already Halloween themed, that I would show you how to make a Halloween theme out of this. What I did was I chose some colors that I want to use in this picture. I want it to be very basic coloring. I don't want to use too many. But I've done a basic black Sharpie. I've got this purple. It is Polynesian purple. I have a sunset orange and a margarita green. I also have these Nuvo glitter markers, which I'm not sure I'm going to use, but I think they look pretty neat. But they have a thick tip on them, so I'm not really sure if I'm going to use them. This one's Morning Moss, and this one is Urban Graphite, which is a black sparkly thing. Okay, so anyway, but I don't know if any of you are doing drills and chills. If you are, let me know what you're doing. Or let me know that you're on Instagram. I'm Take Me to Your Lido on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, but you'd like to follow along, I would love to add you to the people that I'm following. I'm trying to do Instagram more and more because I do not do Facebook very much. So I just try to make sure that I'm reaching out to people. I enjoy seeing lots of different things, lots of different crafts, because you never know what's going to make you happy. You don't know what's going to pique your interest. Like I said in one of my previous videos, I never thought in a million years that I would be diamond painting because my hands, you know, the issue with my carpal tunnel and just issues with not being able to see very well. I figured diamond painting would not be for me. I also have unsteady hands, so when my carpal tunnel acts up or my arthritis in my hands acts up, I tend to be shaky and end up, well, I've spilt my drills many a times. I need one of those little vacuum jobby thingies. You know what I'm talking about if anybody's seen those little vacuums that you just run over the dropped drills and it picks all your drills up. Yeah, I need that. I actually need like a full-on vacuum cleaner, maybe a countertop vacuum or a dirt devil, something along the lines. Because usually when I spill a drill tray, I wait till I completely fill it up and then I spill it. I also want to let you know underneath here, I just have one of my old diamond art covers. I tend to cover my double-sided adhesives with cut up, well, they're not really cut up, I buy them from AliExpress. These, basically it's the same thing as this is. It's just in these little squares that I don't have to measure out and cut. And so I just lay those on top of my diamond painting so that I'm not trying to pull an entire sheet off of my diamond painting at a time. I don't like the crinkling sound of the paper, so, or I should say not the paper, the plastic. I don't like the crinkling sound of this paper either if I move it around too much, so I try to avoid that at all costs. But, so how is everybody doing today? We are now the 2nd of October. Anybody doing the watch-a-thon that is all things Halloween movies? What movies do you have on the agenda? Last night I watched Host. Tonight I get to watch The Witch, or the VVITCH. I don't know. It looks like Witch, so I'm going with The Witch. It's from, I think, 2005 or 2015 maybe. I don't know. Not heard of it. I don't generally go to a bunch of scary movies at theaters, generally because you usually have the teenagers that are there. Not that I mind teenagers, but the screaming that happens that I've noticed when I've been at the theaters during these type of movies is like overly dramatic, and I'm wondering, you know, what is going on? Why would they need to scream like they are? But then again, you know, it's teenagers. I don't normally have any jump issues. I don't normally find that movies scare me, even as I've watched The Nun. I've watched the new Michael Myers movies, the Conjuring, and all that kind of stuff. I've probably watched most of the popular movies out there, some not so popular movies. And for me, for some reason, nothing really scares me. I tend to ruin a movie for myself because I'm thinking, what's going to happen next? It's a constant with myself. I tend to try to figure out what's going to happen before it happens. So movies generally don't freak me out because I spent many years in college learning criminal investigation, forensics. I was in the criminal justice field, so I did that for many years. I went to many of scenes and did photography, did crime scene evidence, all that kind of stuff. And although I love it, it's not something I would ever do again. I love true crime. I will watch the heck out of every true crime video out there. Speaking of which, has anybody seen The Staircase? I do believe it's a Hulu series, and I would say I don't want to say it's been this year, because this year's been the year of, yeah, its own scary movie or scary show that never ends. I want to say it was last year I watched this series, and at the end of it, I'm still going, maybe not. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. I don't want to give you the plot. I don't want to give you the storyline. It is a true case. It is a wonderful documentary. Very informative, yet very questionable. Everything that you see in there is like, what in the world? Why can't we get a definitive answer? And although I like shows to finish, to me that one left me questioning all parties, if that makes sense. So I don't know if any of you are watching Crafting with Anne or A Colorful Life that Anne does. If you aren't, I would highly recommend that if you are a coloring person, that you go check her out. She is hilarious. She just does so many fun things, and I really enjoy her. She could basically just have a pot of boiling water sitting on a stove, and that would be what I'd watch just to hear the conversation. She's very open, very funny, very real, and I really enjoy that. You know how you watch some people and they're so over the top about everything? You're kind of wondering where the reality in their life actually is. Yeah, I've come to delete many of channels that I was watching for a long time, just because I can't get over the over dramaticness of their channel, their videos. Sometimes it's more comical than informative, and or aggravating, so I just tend to not watch them because I don't want to be aggravated, and I'm not the type that's going to go your video sucks, because that is just not right. If you don't like the video, click off of it and go to something else. And nobody here going to argue with your opinion. Your opinion is fine for you. Some people are just looking for someone to chat with them, someone to listen, someone to care. So for me, I've always loved doing the videos. I don't know a whole lot about editing. I just downloaded a video editor on my phone, and I figured out how to do one thing with it. Or I guess a couple of small things. I uploaded 2 of my videos, which were supposed to be one video, but I tried to pause it in the middle of the video, and it actually stopped it. So I had to splice the 2 videos together, so I managed to learn how to do that. And then, what was the other? Oh, I put in where I made a mistake on Jade Summer's witch that I did, cute witch that I did of hers, and I had said it was a Hannah Lynn, which I should have known right as soon as I opened my mouth. I knew what I had said wrong. I knew it was the wrong thing. And because I'm looking at the artwork going, that is not Hannah Lynn. You know Hannah Lynn. You've enjoyed her work. I actually figured out that I could follow her. I do that on Amazon. I just, like I said, I enjoy her work. But my problem is that my hands don't want to do the intricate details. I draw color out of lines. I want to enjoy what I'm doing, and although I've already bought like a 4-pack of her books, I've only done 1 of her pictures. No, 2 of her pictures. Excuse me. I picked out my Pick Your Poison. I know you can't see it without me dumping my coffee over, but my Pick Your Poison coffee mug. It has got silver lettering on the side with the skull and crossbones on it, and I'm drinking coffee with a little bit of chocolate and mint. Makes me think of Christmas, but it's Halloween. It is my go-to drink all year round. I do drink regular coffee, but I also like Starbucks, and I don't like the price. So, let's see, what are we going to do? I think we're going to make these black because I already like colored orange inside these little dots. So look, all better. But as you can see, this is coming together quite well. I'm thinking of what else we should talk about. Oh, Anne did this wonderful thing where she told a story during her chat. And I thought, what better way to bring you an October video than to tell you about something that happened to me. Now, this is a true story, so I hope it doesn't freak you out to the point where you are wondering what the heck is going on with me. But here we go. So, when I was a teenager, I used to get really bad nightmares. Without going into some personal details, I used to wake up in the middle of the night in deep sweats, and I would have what I thought were bats, thousands of bats flying over my head. It freaked me out. I spent many a night like with my head completely covered up so that the bats wouldn't get me. It was not real. It was just a dream. But those are the type of things that I would dream about. Well, you would think that that would be enough for a person to dream, but it wasn't. So I went to bed one night and I had this crazy dream. It was like an old, what looked like maybe a tri-level house, and it was very worn down, and I saw like a picket fence that was very short, you know, like lower than waist high, or at least it was lower than waist high for me. I was probably 5'5" when I had these dreams. I was probably 15, 16 years old, and everything was so real. I could smell like misty, moldy kind of ground. I could see the paint really badly chipping. It looked like just a rundown house. Very rundown. The paint on the house was very old and crackly and stuff like that. I'm sure you've got one somewhere in your neck of the woods. Anyway, so I hear, or maybe I just see a shadow up in a room, and it looks kind of like maybe a candle was going or something, and I don't know what the heck's going on. And I tend to just kind of like stand at the gate and watch to see what the heck's going on. I don't even know it's a dream or anything like that. But then all of a sudden I am window level. I can actually see in the room. I never actually feel myself walk or climb or any of that stuff. So I have no idea how I actually made it to the window. I know I was up in the air because the window, when I was looking at it from behind the fence, was actually way higher. I could see like a glowing, you know how like when somebody's got a candle lit in a dark room and you see that glowing on the wall? That's what I remember from the dream. And the first dream ended like that. I don't know when it was, but sometime later, I start dreaming the same dream. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And so I get a little further into the dream, and I see this little, kind of like an orange-haired girl brushing her hair at this little rickety looking table. And I'm like, oh, this is cute, you know. And I never really think anything of it. She seems to either be singing to herself, talking to herself, and then she starts to walk over to this bed. Now, as she's walking, I tend to look over at the rest of the room. I mean to tell you, I could tell you every detail. There was a half circle window at the back of the room on the right side. There was a tattered quilt hanging on the edge of the bed. There was some sort of box looking thing at the end of the bed. It was just a single bed. Very minimal things in the room. And what appeared to be like a doll or something on the bed. And one little scrappy looking blanket. Like I said, it was a very vivid dream. I don't know if I've ever dreamed such a vivid dream in my entire life. So anyway, the second dream got me to the point where she went to her bed. And I'm like, oh, okay, she's going to go to sleep. I don't know why I'm dreaming this. Honestly, I'm just like, what the heck? And so then I wake up. Like, I don't know. I mean, this is really getting ridiculous. I can't seem to dream enough of the dream to even know what's going on. So now it's starting to affect me at school because I'm off in my brain going, why am I dreaming this? You know, what if, like, I thought maybe it was a scary movie I'd seen, or, you know, maybe, I mean, I wasn't allowed to, like, eat late at night or anything like that, so I knew it wasn't, like, midnight snacking or any of that kind of stuff, but I just, like, I don't remember any movies that even had any sort of plot similar to what I was going through. I would say for a good 6 months, I had this dream, and each time I would get to the point where I would get some detail, but not a lot. And it was, another section was, the girl was, I dream all the way up to the girl grabbed the doll sitting on the bed, or what I thought was a doll sitting on a bed, and then all of a sudden I see a dark image. Oh, yeah. Dark image down the hallway, and it's reflecting off of her door, and she starts holding the doll very tightly. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, how am I going to fix this? How am I going to make this better? How am I going to help her? Maybe she's wanting my help, you know, I don't know. And so then ended up dreaming that the girl's crying. Like I said, I'm not going to go back through every single story up to that point. You know what the story is as of right now. She was crying on her bed, and then it was a dark figure standing in her doorway, and then it was that was it. That was all the storyline I got. This went on for, like I said, 6 months, probably more, but I'm going to say around 6 months before I had started losing sleep. I started staying up super late at night, not wanting to go to bed because I didn't know why I was having the same dream. Now, the days that I would try to dream, I'm sure we've all done it, or we try to dream um, a certain way, we can't. Um, and so those are the nights that I wouldn't dream about it. And then when I wasn't thinking about it at all of a sudden I would dream about it again. And it got very frustrating. And so then I'm like, all right, well, I don't know what to do at this point. And so what happened was I decided I was going to talk to my mother about it. I'm like, I need to get this out in the open. I don't know what is my problem. Maybe I'm mental. Maybe, you know, I really, because I mean, you know, like we learn in school, mental health stuff in our health class and things like that. And I'm like, well, maybe that's it. Maybe I'm losing my mind. And with the kind of stuff that I have been through in my life, I didn't see that that would actually be something that wouldn't happen. So I like finally broke down. I started crying. I told my mom, I said, I've got to talk to you. I remember I was 16 years old. And I sat her down at the table and I said, I am having the craziest dreams. And I say dreams, but it just keeps, the same dream keeps going through my head. And she looks at me like all weird, like, you know, it's just a dream, you know, you'll be all right. And I said, I have to tell you because I don't know why I keep dreaming the same thing, and I think I need to see somebody. And so then I proceed to tell her everything that I've already told you about my dream. And each time I'm talking to her, I kind of look over at her like, you know, please have this look that I'm not going nuts, because I don't want to be going nuts. And she looks over at, well, she doesn't even look at me. She's looking across, because I'm sitting to her right. And each time I am telling her more and more details about every aspect, because I thought, well, maybe if I tell her every aspect of this story, like what colors I see, and I mean, I've never dreamed in color in my life, and I still, to this day, don't. If it is the pain I've had, I shattered my tailbone when I was 5 or 6, maybe even 7 years old. And I've never gotten treatment for, well, I had never gotten treatment for it as a child because we were poor and you don't go to a doctor unless you're dead or dying. So, never got medical treatment. I was paralyzed. My mom shook me out of a paralysis, and I've been on, for many years, I was on pain medicine, I was on Percocet, I was on, I can't remember the other one, and Percocet's a highly addictive drug. They had me on a, what the heck was that called? Antidepressant, because I was suicidal at that time, because I'd fallen in a commissary in Germany on the military base, Ramstein, and I severely hurt my back, and everybody thought, hey, you're all right. We're just going to throw some medication at you and some physical therapy, and you need to lose some weight. So I was very depressed. I didn't think anybody cared, which I still didn't think anybody cared. I look back on it now and I realize that when you allow people to devalue who you are, you're never going to get the evaluation that you actually are. You're going to get what they think you're worth, and some people are just shitheads. So, they classified me as having a swayed back until they actually went and did x-rays. And then they were like, you have a shattered coccyx. And I was like, yeah, I know that. And they're like, I told you this already, you know. And they were like, well, but all these shards, all these bones from the coccyx breaking, they're like touching your spine. They are embedded into your oh my gosh, I know you guys are already telling me what it is. In between your spinal cord pieces, you have like a gristle, like something that's keeping everything from, like, all your bones from touching. And there were bone fragments, shards in there. And although they wanted to give me surgery at that point, they said, you got a 23% chance of waking up not paralyzed, because these are literally touching the nerve on your spinal cord. Some of them were embedded in that stuff. And sorry, there's nothing we can do for you. So here's some pain meds. Just take those, and some antidepressants, because the pain meds that we gave you make you depressed. It could be because I was literally sleeping 24/7. I'd wake up long enough to make my ex-husband his dinner, and then I would be so sore that I would end up in bed again, asleep. I gained weight. I felt awful. I couldn't do anything that I enjoyed doing, and nobody cared at all. So, yeah. Unfortunately, there's still nothing they can do. It's kind of like my surgical mesh that I have implanted in my stomach. It cannot be removed. That's something they put in there when I had my daughter to the stupid doctor. And I say stupid doctor because he is a stupid doctor. If I ever get my hands on that man, I'm going to pray for him. And that's what I'm going to say, because you don't want to know what I would actually do. That man did not sew me up completely on the inside. And so my insides were falling into I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. when you have a C-section, you get staples on the outside and you get sewn up on the inside. And apparently they didn't close me up on the inside. And didn't check to make sure I was closed up on the inside. And so I ended up with a really bad hernia. And when I went in to let them know that I was letting them know right off the bat I was sore. I was so sore. And he kept telling me I needed to walk around, walk around, walk around. Well, every time I walked around, I was feeling worse. And he was like, oh, well, it's just because you need to get up and move. So I moved and moved and moved and moved. And ended up months later, 9-10 months later, I found out I was pregnant. And the doctor says things are not looking good. Like, what do you mean? He's like, you have a hernia and it is pressing against your uterus. It is doing this, it's doing that, and we can't do anything about it unless you terminate this pregnancy. I'm like, well, that ain't happening. I ain't gonna go into my beliefs, but hey, I'm not doing it. The only way this is getting terminated is if God terminates it on his own. And I've already had this discussion with him with my first child, because Ashley, my daughter, doctor said that she had spina bifida. The same doctor said that she had spina bifida and that I needed to terminate my pregnancy. I went to the military doctors and I said, I need a different doctor. Nope, that's the only doctor we have in that area. You're going to have to use him. We can't authorize you to go anywhere else because that's who you're allotted to. Oh, okay. Appreciate that. And so then when I told him I wasn't going to have an abortion, he said, well, then you're going to have her and we're going to have to fly you to Tallahassee and this and that and the other because she's got spina bifida and she's probably going to die and all this kind of horrible stuff to me. And I was like, well, if she dies, then it's going to be on God's hands. He's going to be the one that makes that happen, not me. And I've already had this discussion with him, and I've already told him that if he's going to put a child in me, then guess what? I at least need to have the ability to raise that child. I do not have the strength or the fortitude to go through any more losses. So, he was not happy. He was like, well, I'm telling you for your own good that she needs to be terminated. And I was like, well, not happening. And so I had her and she was perfect. There was absolutely nothing wrong with her. She was perfect, 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 and she still is. And, oh, how do you like my finished? I know it's not great, but it kind of looks Halloween. Maybe? Yes? What do you think? But, I go to have my son, and I get a new doctor. Because now they've got like 7 or 8 doctors that are in my area that they've authorized. Because apparently the military has to authorize the doctors in order for military families to go see them off base. And they didn't have an on-base physician to see because of where we were located at. So I go and I see my new doctor, and my new doctor is awesome, and he's like, I can't fix this. You have this hernia and it's going to continue to get worse. Maybe the best option for you would be to terminate, because this could kill you, this could kill the baby, you know, all this kind of crazy stuff. And I'm like, well, that's not going to happen. You need to figure it out. But it's not happening. And so as I'm getting further along and further along with my son, it is getting more intense. The pain was so intense. And then my son decides that I'm not in enough pain, and I'm at the top of the stairs, and my husband at the time, who's now my ex-husband, was trying to lock the door, and went heading down the stairs, and I'm standing at the top of the stairs, and my son decides that he's going to kick both my hips out, and I dislocated both my hips and fell down all the stairs. Yeah. Awesome, ain't it? So, that's the kind of craziness that I dealt with him. I love my son. He is amazing. Spent many years fighting for his rights, for people to not look at him as if he was stupid. My son does have a disability, and he has abilities. He is smarter than the average, but it doesn't show on paper because he doesn't do well with testing, which is what is wrong with me. He loses focus. He needs constant direction. He needs major organization. Like, he needs everything to have a set time, or he doesn't do too well. Now, he's better off now because he's out of high school, but that was very much something we learned with his medical problems, with his, not medical problems, with his type of issues. And I know right now he's not really sure of what is going to happen in his future. He seems to want to get a job, but he's afraid of not knowing how to do the job, people not giving him the opportunity and the chance. He's put in several applications, but nobody's bothered to call, and he has put on there that he is autistic. He doesn't want anybody to hire him without not knowing that first. That's the right way to say it. He wants to make sure that they know that ahead of time, because he does need special, I don't know if it's privileges or, I'm just screwing this all up. He needs special rules implemented for him in order for him to do specific jobs. I can tell you this for sure, like, he couldn't be a cart boy, because he doesn't know dangers in parking lots. It's never even a thought to him. He'll walk right out. He's 19, almost 19 years old. He'll walk right out in front of a vehicle, or he's not paying attention to the vehicle that's pulling out of a spot, things like that. So he couldn't do jobs like that. Or the people of Walmart, or the people of whatever store he was at, would probably just run over him, and I can't have that. He also could probably be a stalker, but he can't run machinery. I was hoping that maybe if he worked for a smaller grocery store, that maybe he would feel like confident enough, because I don't put, like, I don't set guidelines for him. I tell him he can do anything he wants, you know, anything he puts his mind to, he can do. But he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't think he has the capability of doing it. That's like, his sister was at 12, 13 years old. I can't wait till I get my driver's license, because I'm going to be zooming all over the place. And I was like, yep. I mean, she's a very independent girl. She liked basically doing her on her own. She didn't need me to tell her what to wear and how to wear it. I told her, I was like, as long as I don't see jiggling anything, and as long as I see the shirt's not down to your waist, you know, like dipped down, you know what I'm talking about, where you can see your chest. As long as I don't see that, as long as I see you looking respectable, you can walk out of this house. If not, then you will not be. And I will dress you in what I think you should be dressed in. And she made sure that I didn't ever have to dress her, because she knows me as a mother. I would have been pulling out some ugly outfit for her to wear. Because that's the kind of mom I am, because I want you, as a child, I want you to never question my authority. I don't want you to ever question the fact that I'm in charge, not you. My kids did not run amok. They were not allowed to go and do all the things they wanted to do, and go hang out with friends at midnight and crap like that. Because guess what? No good things happen at that time for anybody. So, I've already made a mess there, and I really dislike that. But I don't really want to outline all these little things. So maybe if I just do that. So I need to get some different markers. You guys need to help me. I am so not... I'm so unsure of what I should be doing. I love these big markers. I like the fact that it's kind of... It's kind of got a smaller tip, but it's got the thicker tip at the end. I mean, at the base. And then, well, Sharpies are okay. Um, I know they make the fine tip ones. I hate fine tip markers. My husband has these. I don't like these at all. These are Creative Zen. I think he got it with like a coloring book, but he couldn't even do the coloring book because the lines were too small. But it's got that end on one side, and then on this side it's an even smaller one. And so, and they're already dried up. He's had them less time than I have. And then we got Crayola, which I think the kids just threw in with my markers because I was like, I have markers in a bin, and that's where they go. And next thing you know, I've got markers galore. These markers are all right, but most of my markers are already drying up. I do have Stampin' Up! Markers. Maybe somebody knows how to fill them up, but I don't have a clue. I'm sure there's a way. I do have the ink refills for pretty much all my markers. I mean, not my markers. The stamp pads, which I still have all of. I think me and Mom are going to get rid of them all. And a bunch of other dies and stamp pads, stamp sets. We have a ton of stuff that we're going to still be getting rid of. And so, like I said, $10 off. All you got to do is comment on the lot that you want. I will let you know if it's still available because I don't remember if I've marked all of the ones that have sold, because I know somebody came in a couple of days after that. I had several sell one right after another, and so I'm not sure if I updated it after that last sale that I had. But if you tell me in the comment of a particular video, or in the first set of videos, the first video, which is like the first 11 boxes, if you'll tell me which box you want, and that you saw this video and that I gave you $10 off, I will, or you tell me that you watched this video, you know, that you watched Color and Halloween Jade Summer, okay? You tell me that, and I will take $10 off of your purchase. So if you buy one box from us, you'll get $10 off. If you buy 2 boxes from us, you'll get $20 off. So it's $10 per box. I cannot do anything about the shipping unless I'm able to put the boxes into like a game box, which is the really large, I think it's like a large flat rate box. Because the other large flat rate box is only like a few inches more than the medium size. The medium size is like the best price for across the country, that kind of thing. And most of them are well over like 5 pounds, something like that. There are a few that they practically weigh nothing because it's like mostly Halloween stuff. But I will work with you. If you want 5 or 6 boxes, I will figure a way out to send it all to you, and I will let you know how much it costs, and I will invoice you for that. I am not doing friends and family. I am doing an invoice, and you are paying like a regular paying customer because you need protection as much as I do. I want you to be assured that you will get your products. Everybody that's bought the boxes from me have received all their products. I haven't removed anything or anything like that. That's not my goal. I'm trying to get rid of my stuff, get it into somebody else's household so they can enjoy it, because unfortunately, Mom and I we don't do it anymore. So with that being said, I'm sure this video is super long and you're like going, this girl is screwed up. I love you guys. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so happy that you hung around. I really hope you go check out my destash videos because I'd love to get rid of that stuff. And if you're looking for something in particular, let me know because I might actually have it, and I can just you know give you an invoice for whatever it is, and I'm not gonna charge you like huge prices for something that I have. I'm trying to get rid of it. I mean, I can't give it to you for, you know, like something that's $40 or $50. I can't give it to you for $5 because every bit of the money gets split between me and my mom. And I've spent a lot of money on this stuff, the Stampin' Up stuff. But if I can get it into somebody else's hands and they can enjoy it, I'm willing to wheel and deal as much as possible. So like I said, $10 off per box. Go get your boxes. That way I can get more destash videos up. Because unfortunately, I don't want to do any more destash videos because then I'll get those boxes mixed up with the boxes that I already have. So go buy my boxes and then I'll make more videos on destash. Alrighty, take care. Love you guys and be blessed.